So we work with a lot of manufacturers who are making custom electrical enclosures, and it's unlocked so many new capabilities for them that we really wanted to kind of share them. Now, the biggest part with 3D printed electrical enclosures is the fact that you can actually make a custom enclosure without cutting a new mold. You're able to create something fully unique for the customer and end user without having to spend 50 grand on molding costs right off the bat. So that's the biggest reason. Instead of spending 50 grand and getting your first part and then finding out that the design was wrong, you're instead able to iterate through the part and make 1,000 and then maybe make 20,000 and get parts in the door that you can move through and learn from without having to have that upfront cash injection of the mold. But that presumes that you actually want a custom mold. A lot of folks end up saying, I don't really need a custom box. Well, the thing is, with 3D printing, again, since we don't have the molding cost, the per part cost is very similar to an off-the-shelf electrical enclosure that's UL rated. We can make a custom enclosure for the same price as a generic one. So why would you use the generic one? You end up drilling new holes into it. You end up trying to make it fit onto something. You end up having an ugly box, and then you put a sticker on the side. Instead, you could create a 3D printed design, which is more durable, more space efficient, because you're not trying to have the smallest box that fits all the pieces inside of it. You can just have something optimized for the layout that you have. Your client gets a box that is custom so that they're just delighted. They don't just have some nasty white PVC box stuck on the wall. They have something that costs exactly the same that is fully custom, which gives you so much more opportunity to close that client. And then you can emboss the logo of your client straight across it. You can differentiate yourself from all your competitors by showing the client something bespoke that still did not raise the budget. You can make sure that the box is rated however you need it to be. You can put it in their color if you want to. Make it yellow, make it blue, make it whatever brand color you might want. That's all doable. So printing lets you create a fully custom solution very quickly and easily without having to have tooling cost or additional cost applied to it. Now, a lot of people will say, oh, can it stand up to UL, ESD, yada, yada? Yes, it can. 3D printed electrical enclosures are able to be made from materials that are UL rated. Changes the cost a bit, but is what it is. They can also be made from ESD safe materials, which again messes with the cost, but it's part of the gig. Basically, any type of thermoplastic that any current enclosure is made from can probably be 3D printed and can probably be done affordably. So, that's all the reasoning for it. But here's the things to look out for. What many people make the mistake of doing when they try to use a 3D printed electrical enclosure is to use the injection molded design and just have it be 3D printed. That will get you in trouble because it's like putting a square peg in a round hole. They are different processes. They should have different rules. So let's just talk about the design real quick. First of all, if you're making the box, figure out how to put it on its corner. We want it to balance on the edge. That way, number one, the whole box is stronger because the layer lines can't delaminate, and it has a much better surface finish because we can apply a surface finish uniformly to the whole thing and not have to worry about it. So if you have a perfectly square box, just add a little chamfer to one of the corners that allows us to put it on end. On our side, we would go ahead and put in a rib on the back to support it, and then we're able to print it. That allows it to be mass producible where we can auto eject it and produce tens of thousands of them for you. The next biggest thing is make sure that if you have any standoffs, make them thick and chunky. In fact, even chamfer them into a pyramid inside of that box if you can. You don't want really thin features the way you would with molding. Molding needs it because it can't have shrinking inside of it. 3D printing does not have shrinking issues. So make those parts chunky. We'll fill them in with air, that's fine, but we need the volume there. That way you eliminate any sort of overhangs and you make sure that those standoffs are really durable. And in fact, they're better now than anything else that you would have found because normal standoffs can be snapped off and you ruin the box. But if you use a 3D printed standoff, it will be beefy enough to where no tech can knock it off while putting in a screw. And again, with this custom box, you can put in holes in the side and all this kind of stuff without having to buy a pre-built box and then modifying it at the end of it all. You get a custom solution that fits exactly the way you want it to without having to deal with upfront tooling cost or adding in any extra expense. That should get you started. Every single solution needs to be kind of evaluated, but we have an engineering team standing by that can help you modify your box to make sure it works for what you need it to work for. But just make sure you design for the process a little bit and consider it, thinking about the two things we just talked about. But beyond that, just realize that it's available. Printing can produce tens to hundreds of thousands of these types of boxes very affordably, and you get to delight your customers and clients with a fully bespoke solution that didn't hurt the bottom line. So hopefully that gives you the rundown of how electrical enclosures can really help you. If you're a systems integrator or a current PCB manufacturer or something along those lines, go ahead and reach out to us. We're happy to take a look at whatever you've got. Have a great day, everybody.